Hello again, YouTube. It's been a hot minute since I last uploaded because, as I always say, I've been busy. And you know what? That's normal in life sometimes. Can't get mad at it. But I'm back again, and today I just thought, I wanted to talk about motivation and what motivates me, and maybe what motivates you to keep going in this collapsing world, you could say. Now, for some context, which is probably needed, because I can't just say I'm busy and not explain why. I am a junior in high school still, and that's kind of important. Graduating next year, going into the big world, that's a lot to take in. And I want to have myself figured out beforehand. I'm really like kind of hammering down on my hobbies, what personally makes me happy and satisfied with myself. I've been experimenting a lot, mostly with my art. If you follow my Instagram, which I'm probably going to talk about a lot in this video, you've probably seen all the art I've been doing over like the past year. I care a lot about that. It brings me a lot of satisfaction and joy when I see people enjoy what I make, which is why I do all this online stuff. Alright, so I actually kind of lied. I am not just doing this because I like satisfying people on the internet. Like, don't get me wrong, I love when people share their opinions about my content and when they tell me they like it. That brings me a lot of joy. But at the end of the day, I am still just doing this for me, not anyone else, just me. The reason I post it online is really so I can look back at it and just reflect on myself, which I do frequently, I must admit, but I don't feel ashamed of it. I like looking back and seeing how far I've come as a person. And, I think that's something other people should do. It might help you realize your potential and how you've grown. Because I see a lot of people who are like, oh, I try so hard and I get nowhere. It feels like I'm not making any progress. Well, if you record your progress in your work, you might realize you've actually been doing a lot better than you initially were at the beginning. But you'll never know if you don't like document or record it. All right, I think I was starting to stray a little bit from the point of the video, which was supposed to be motivation. So let's talk about that. Motivation. There's a lot of things that motivate people. It could be money, it could be your family, it could be your friends, your religion. There's a lot of things that could motivate you. But me personally, I think what motivates me into working on my art and trying hard is the need to just feel proud of myself, which saying out loud kinda hurts a little because I think there's a lot of people who that comes easy for. Lots of people can just feel proud of themselves without needing to work themselves tirelessly, if that's a word. But not me. Like, I can work really hard, but still, at the end of the day, stare at my ceiling and think, why am I just not doing more? I know I can do more, so why do I feel so lazy? Why do I feel like I'm kind of wasting away my potential for greatness? And that kind of sticks with me a lot because I don't want to feel like I'm just a disappointment to myself. I'm fine with being a disappointment to others, that's okay. But to myself, I can't stand that. I can't stand staring into the night and just thinking, wow, I am a failure to myself. That is something that hurts me personally. And I think that's why I started art to begin with, because it brought me that sense of purpose and satisfaction that wasn't in my life before. Because no longer was I kind of just wasting away thinking about what can I do. Now I'm thinking about what can I do and what have I already done. And I think that's something a lot of people don't realize is that there's never nothing you can do. There's always something. You might not know what it is right away, but it's there. You just have to look for it. And I understand that there are people that look hard and they still just can't find that something they need in their life. And I guess the only advice I'd have to that is just start trying stuff. I mean, there's no reason not to. I've been reading this book for my English class about grit, and there was some, I don't remember the quote exactly, but it was something about trying gives you a chance. If you don't try, you'll never get that chance. So there's no reason not to try. If you're considering doing something, then just do it. It might lead you somewhere and it might not. If it doesn't lead you somewhere, you can always try something else. Remember that. There is always something else. There is never nothing. Remember that much, and the rest should come quickly. Hopefully. It might not, but that's okay. Not everything has to come instantly. I know my kind of like passion and like obsessions, you could call them, the things that motivate me. It took a while for them to reach me, and that's okay. It might not come to you instantly, but just stay patient, keep waiting, and I promise you things will get better. You just have to keep trying. In one of my recent Instagram posts, I talked about how I often think about the what ifs and how things could be differently in my life. But in that post, I also said one thing I learned about all those thoughts is it gets really exhausting and just gets you nowhere if you keep thinking about what could be. Think about what is instead. Where are you right now? How far have you made it already? And what can you do from here? Don't think about what could be differently or what you could have done differently. Think about what you can do differently now. What can you do different in the future to find better results? There's no point in longing for a future that doesn't exist. So just stop thinking about it and let go. All that matters is what happens from here. And just look back on yourself. How far have you come? How far have you grown as a person? And when you think about that, you'll realize you're stronger than you think you are. You might think you're incredibly weak, but just know you're still here, and that matters. You matter. Even if you don't think that, I think that. I think every single person matters, even you. I don't know your name, I don't know who you are, but just know I think you matter. You have a purpose. You might not know it yet, you just have to keep looking. And I promise that eventually, when it comes to you, you'll realize that living isn't as bad as it seems. And I think that's kind of the key to life, is to just find what motivates you or brings you purpose and just cling on to it like it's your lifeline, because in a way it kind of is. That motivation and passion will carry you a long way. And I believe that people should live a life that brings them peace. You shouldn't be forced to live a life that feels wasted or suffocating. You should live a life that feels safe and peaceful. And to achieve that, you might have to change. You might have to push people away, but that's okay. You shouldn't be afraid of doing what it takes to make your own life the best it could be. Because the last thing you want is to look back on your life and think, wow, things could have been so much better. Instead, you should look back and think of all the things you did in your life, all the things you got to experience, and you'll realize, you know what? I am pretty happy with my life. I didn't do everything I wanted to, but I still did a lot, and I don't regret it. And honestly, I think that's the worst thing ever, is living a life of regret. So please, viewer watching this video, do whatever brings you joy or peace. You shouldn't look back on your life with regret. You should look back with just joy and fond memories of everything you got to do. And with that final note, I don't have much else to talk about. I guess I gotta do my usual shout out. Check out my Instagram. It's where I post all the art I talk about. And I would really appreciate if you would go there and let me know what you think, because I always love criticism. It helps me know how to improve. So with that final message, I guess just know that you have purpose. I care about you, even if you think nobody does. And please feel free to leave any comments, just talking or leaving recommendations for what I should do next, because I'm always down to talk about like anything. So please do leave recommendations. And just know I love all you viewers and supporters. It means so much to me. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, whenever you see this. Have a good life, man. I don't know you personally. I would love to. And with that, goodbye.